Hey there, comic fans! Welcome back to Comic Yahud. Today we're diving into Chapter 10 of Tintin and the King Ottokar Sceptre. Let's get started. As Tintin regains his balance, he notices a suspicious figure hiding among the rocks, clutching the scepter closely. The man's surprise is evident, and he stumbles, momentarily dazed, as Tintin closes in on him, ready to confront the thief. Tintin and Snowy spot the thief below them on the rocky path, both exclaiming in surprise. The thief, caught off guard, looks up at them with equal shock, realizing he's been found. Without hesitation, Tintin scrambles down the rocky slope, Snowy following closely, their focus locked on the fleeing figure. The uneven terrain challenges their speed, but Tintin is undeterred, urging Snowy to keep pace. The thief, clutching the scepter, sprints ahead with desperation, glancing back at the determined duo closing in. Tintin's relentless pursuit leaves the thief increasingly frantic, his escape seeming ever more impossible. Tintin and Snowy race down the rocky path as the thief makes his way towards the border, the signpost indicating Syldavia and Borduria looming ahead. Snowy barks in determination, echoing Tintin's resolve to catch the man before he crosses over. The thief, feeling a surge of triumph, believes he has reached safety as he clutches the scepter tightly, confident in his escape. His words of relief hang in the air, but Tintin is not far behind, closing the gap with each step. Just as the thief thinks he's safe, Tintin leaps with unwavering focus, tackling him to the ground near the border post. The scepter rolls from the thief's grasp, and Snowy barks excitedly, aware of their victory. Tintin catches his breath as the thief lies sprawled on the ground, just a yard away from crossing the border into Syldavia. He remarks on the narrow escape, relieved that their efforts have paid off. Snowy trots over, wagging his tail, as Tintin crouches to examine the thief. Tintin finds the man's wallet, intent on uncovering who he is, while Snowy playfully remarks on Tintin's daring moves. Opening the wallet, Tintin discovers a suspicious document detailing plans for a coup in Syldavia. The gravity of the find is evident as he reads aloud, realizing a larger plot is afoot. Tintin, with urgency in his voice, insists on returning to Klow as quickly as possible, while Snowy humorously hopes they won't have to go on foot. Their shared determination underscores the importance of the journey ahead. Suddenly, Tintin feels dizzy and questions what's wrong, realizing it's been too long since he last ate. Snowy looks on with concern as Tintin wishes for food to ease his hunger. Spotting a house across the frontier, Tintin decides that his hunger leaves him no choice but to cross over, despite the border. Snowy accompanies him, understanding the urgency of Tintin's need. Tintin and Snowy cross a rocky stream, making their way toward the inviting sight of a house nestled in the valley. The promise of food drives them forward despite the challenging terrain. As they approach the quaint house with its blue shutters and red roof, Tintin feels hopeful for a warm meal. Snowy bounds ahead, his energy matching Tintin's eager anticipation. Inside the house, Tintin realized with a jolt that it was a Bordurian frontier post, his sudden entrance startling the guards. Meanwhile, Snowy's eyes lit up as he spotted a bone lying temptingly in front of a large, watchful dog. As Snowy snatched the bone, the big dog lunged after him, yanking the leash taut and toppling the table. Dishes and food flew through the air, and in the chaos a basket of provisions landed straight into Tintin's hands. With Snowy by his side, Tintin sprints away from the house, narrowly avoiding the furious guards who chase after him. His heart races as he clutches the precious food, determined to escape unscathed. Suddenly, Tintin finds himself confronted by the thief with a gun, blocking his path across the rocky terrain. He realizes he is cut off, his escape thwarted as Snowy stands loyally beside him. With a loud bang echoing through the rocky landscape, a gunshot shattered the wine bottle in Tintin's basket, spraying glass and liquid. Undeterred, Tintin clutched the basket close and tore into a piece of bread as he ran, with Snowy racing faithfully beside him. Tintin hastily ate a sandwich, sharing a fleeting moment of relief with Snowy before the chase pressed on. Behind them, guards and the thief of the scepter closed in, shouting accusations and determined not to let him escape. The guards, accompanied by a dog, pursue Tintin up the rugged path, convinced he might seek refuge in a nearby house. Their voices carry through the trees, urging caution as they close in on Tintin's potential hiding spot. The guards, realizing Tintin is gone, urge each other to move quickly, their dog leading the way in pursuit. The urgency in their voices highlights their frustration at Tintin's escape. As they continue their search, one of the soldiers questions why the dog has suddenly stopped and seems distracted. Another man, holding a gun, looks on with growing concern as the dog sniffs the ground intently. The soldier crouches low, trying to discern what has captured the dog's attention, while the other man wonders aloud about the dog's curious behavior. The dog is focused, sniffing the grass with determination, as the mystery deepens. Amidst the rocky terrain, one guard sneezes violently, realizing that Tintin has cleverly scattered pepper to throw off the dog. The other guard, frustrated, curses Tintin's ingenuity as they regroup to continue the chase. The next day, weary and exhausted, Tintin trudges through the landscape, aware that he has spent 2 nights out in the open. His mind races with the urgency of finding his way back in time, with Snowy faithfully at his side. Suddenly, Tintin spots a Bordurian fighter plane roaring overhead, its undercarriage lowered for landing. Curiosity piqued, he wonders where it might be heading as he hurries to follow its path. Tintin and Snowy peer over a rocky ledge, their eyes widening as they spot a hidden airfield nestled among the mountains. The sight of camouflaged planes spread across the field fills Tintin with a mix of surprise and curiosity. Tintin whispers to Snowy that if he could commandeer one of those planes, reaching Klow would be swift and certain. His mind races with the possibilities as he contemplates the daring plan, his determination unwavering. Nearby, 2 pilots converse casually beside one of the planes, discussing routine reconnaissance missions along the frontier. Tintin and Snowy lie low in the tall grass, their eyes fixed on the distant airfield with a mix of hope and determination. The landscape is vast and open, offering little cover, yet Tintin remains undeterred as he weighs his next move against the risk of discovery. Nearby, 2 pilots engage in a conversation, one revealing that Musler will broadcast at midday, followed by their squadrons landing at Klow an hour later. Their words reach Tintin's ears, adding urgency to his plan as he absorbs this critical information. Suddenly, the pilot's attention is captured by a startling sight as he exclaims in shock, only to see one of the planes unexpectedly taking off. Tintin's daring move becomes clear, setting the stage for a dramatic race against time. The plane roars to life, startling the nearby pilots who leap out of the way in shock as it speeds down the runway. Tintin's audacious escape leaves them scrambling in disbelief. Safely in the cockpit, Tintin and Snowy fly high above the landscape, determined to reach Klow as quickly as possible. Tintin's eyes are set ahead, his resolve firm as he speaks of their destination. As the sun begins to set, the sky turns a deepening blue, casting long shadows over the mountains below. Tintin notes with concern the approaching darkness, realizing their journey will extend into the night. As Tintin flies deeper into enemy territory, a formidable anti-aircraft installation looms below, manned by vigilant soldiers. Their eyes keenly track the aircraft, ready to respond to any threat that approaches. Inside a nearby listening post, a soldier urgently radios his headquarters, reporting the unauthorized flight crossing into their airspace. His voice carries the weight of urgency as he seeks instructions on how to handle the situation. In a command center, a stern officer receives the call, his face set with determination as he orders the immediate downing of the intruding aircraft. The tension ratchets up as the order is relayed, sealing Tintin's fate in the sky. The night sky is pierced by powerful searchlights, their beams crisscrossing as soldiers below scan the heavens with intense focus. The shadows of the men move with purpose, ready to act at a moment's notice. Tintin flies the plane with Snowy by his side, the beams of the searchlights suddenly illuminating their path. "Hello! Searchlights!" Tintin exclaims, realizing they are now in the spotlight. As the beams lock onto them, Tintin's voice carries a mix of concern and hope. "They've picked us up. I hope they..." The tension mounts as he maneuvers to avoid being caught. The searchlights lock onto Tintin's plane as he navigates the skies, creating a dazzling display of light against the darkness. Snowy watches intently, aware of the mounting danger as they become the focus of attention below. From the ground, anti-aircraft guns fire with ominous intensity, their fiery trails cutting through the night sky. Soldiers work with precision, determined to bring down the rogue aircraft that dares to trespass. Inside the cockpit, Tintin's heart races as he sees the explosions light up the sky around him. "Crumbs! They're firing at me," he exclaims, realizing the full weight of the threat they face. The aircraft dodges through the night sky, weaving between bursts of anti-aircraft fire that explode dangerously close. Tintin fights to maintain control as the barrage intensifies around him, each explosion a reminder of the peril they face. On the ground, soldiers monitor the skies with binoculars, excitement in their voices as they spot a hit. "Got him! Look, he's on fire!" One shouts, triumphantly pointing out the flames engulfing the aircraft. The plane trails a fiery plume as it hurtles through the sky, flames licking its tail and painting a vivid streak against the darkness. Tintin's heart pounds as he struggles with the controls, his hopes of survival flickering with each moment. Tintin grips the controls with a steely resolve, the cockpit bathed in the orange glow of flames licking the plane's wings. Snowy sits alert at his side, both aware that their fate hangs precariously in the balance. The aircraft spirals downward, trailing smoke and fire as it cuts a dramatic arc through the sky. Tintin's desperate attempts to regain control are overshadowed by the fiery path marking their descent. On the ground, 2 soldiers watch the fiery wreckage crash into the earth, their faces illuminated by the blaze. The flames dance against the night sky, a testament to the drama that has just unfolded. Tintin parachutes down safely from the burning plane, his heart still pounding from the chaos above. Spotting a signpost as he lands, he exclaims with relief, seeing it as a stroke of luck amidst their dire circumstances. Determined to reach his destination, Tintin studies the signpost, calculating the distance to Klow as a manageable walk. With renewed resolve, he sets off with Snowy at his side, declaring the journey a mere trifle. As they walk, Tintin spots a farm in the distance and considers borrowing a horse to hasten their journey. Entering the stable, he and Snowy look around, hopeful for a quicker mode of travel. Inside the stable, Tintin finds a horse and a saddle, attempting to calm the animal as he prepares for a ride. His efforts to gently mount are thwarted when the horse suddenly bucks, sending him and Snowy flying through the air. Landing with a thud, Tintin decides that walking might be a safer option, and Snowy seems to agree. With renewed determination, they set off on foot, the countryside stretching out before them as they head towards their destination. That night, a grave discussion unfolds as a dignitary informs the king of troubling rumors spreading among the people. The news of the missing scepter adds a new layer of concern to the already tense atmosphere. The Prime Minister speaks gravely about the unrest caused by agitators, warning the king of potential danger if he appears without the scepter. The king, calm and composed, assures him that he will abdicate to prevent bloodshed. Just as the king considers his decision, a voice interrupts, declaring that abdication is not necessary. The room turns in surprise as Tintin enters, drawing astonished reactions from everyone present. And that wraps up this chapter. If you enjoyed the story, head to the next part and be sure to like and subscribe for more adventures on Comic Yahud.